If one begins as he should, 6 months in advance, to plan and prepare for his next summer or fall vacation, he can, by gradual and surreptitious hoarding, get together a commendable camping equipment, and nobody will notice the outlay. The best way is to make many of the things yourself. This gives your pastime an air of thrift, and propitiates the Larrys and Penates by keeping you home at nights. And there is a world of solid comfort in having everything fixed just to suit you. The only way to have it so is to do the work yourself. One can wear ready-made clothing, he can exist in ready-furnished rooms, but a ready-made camping outfit is a delusion and a snare. It is sure to be loaded with gimcracks that you have no use for, and to lack something that you will be miserable without. It is great fun in the long winter evenings to sort over your beloved duffel, to make and fit up the little boxes and hold-alls in which everything has its proper place, to contrive new wrinkles that nobody but yourself has the gigantic brain to conceive, to concoct mysterious dopes that fill the house with unsanctimonious smells, to fish around for materials in odd corners where you have no business, and generally to set the female members of the household to buzzing around in curiosity, disapproval, and sundry other states of mind. To be sure, even though a man rigs up his own outfit, he never gets it quite to suit him. Every season sees the downfall of some cherished scheme, the failure of some fond contrivance. Every winter sees you again fussing over your kit, altering this, substituting that, and flogging your wits with the same old problem of how to save weight and bulk without sacrifice of utility. All thoroughbred campers do this as regularly as the birds come back in spring, and their kind have been doing it since the world began. It is good for us. If some misguided genius should invent a camping equipment that nobody could find fault with, half our pleasure in life would be swept away. There is something to be said in favor of individual outfits, every man going completely equipped and quite independent of the others. It is one of the delights of single-handed canoeing, whether you go alone or cruise in a squadron, that every man is fixed to suit himself. Then, if anyone carries too much or too little, or cooks badly, or is too lazy to be neat, or lacks forethought in any way, he alone suffers the penalty, and this is but just. On the other hand, if one of the cruiser's outfits comes to grief, the others can help him out, since all the eggs are not in one basket. I like to have a complete camping outfit of my own, just big enough for 2 men, so that I can dispense a modest hospitality to a chance acquaintance, or take with me a comrade who, through no fault of his own, turns up at the last moment. But I want this outfit to be so light and compact that I can easily handle it myself when I am alone. Then I am always fixed and always independent, come good or ill, blow high or low. Still, it is the general rule among campers to have company stores. Insofar as this means only those things that all use in common, such as tent, utensils, tools, and provisions, it is well enough. But it should be a point of honor with each and every man to carry for himself a complete kit of personal necessities, down to the least detail. As for company stores, everybody should bear a hand in collecting and packing them. To saddle this hard and thankless job on one man, merely because he is experienced and a willing worker, is selfish. Depend upon it, the fellow who hasn't time to do his share of the work before starting will be the very one to shirk in camp. The question of what to take on a trip resolves itself chiefly into a question of transportation. If the party can travel by wagon and intends to go into fixed camp, then almost anything can be carried along: trunks, chests, big wall tents and poles, cots, mattresses, pots and pans galore.
Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for clicking that button and joining me for this weekend's wild camp. I hope you're all well. Now then, ladies and gents, it is a Saturday and we are currently at 5:25 in the evening. I have come here straight from work and unfortunately I am not where I wanted to be. There are some adolescents down by the river having a harmless party but making a lot of noise, and I wanted to be on the bottom of the ridge there for tonight's wild camp, but unfortunately that was not to be. So again, we are going to be losing the light fast at 5 to 6 apparently sunset is 5 to 6 today. I've managed to throw the tarp up. Some sausage waffle forgot his carabiner, so I just think we've thrown that over the ridge line. But I am going to put the hammock up under torchlight a little later on. While we have still got some daylight, I want to get some food on. And for now, I want to forego the fire, maybe until a little later tonight, because I have brought the Acaso Seymour night vision binos tonight, and I do want to see if we can see any wildlife, maybe the badgers, foxes, things like that, maybe even owls in the trees and in the woodland. So again, we'll leave the fire today for cooking, and I'm going to cook on the gas stove. I think we're going to have a sausage and omelette for tea, while we've still got some light, so let's crack on. Now, some of you leggings may recognise this place from other videos, such as when I came here before, but I didn't have a lot of choice, so it was the next best place. And you know, I said I wouldn't come back here after what I found here, but needs must. So, cooking on the little Asoto gas stove for tonight's tea. I think we're going to have a fry up in the morning. I've brought some pancakes, but I have no experience of actually cooking with the fry pan on this stove, so this should be fun. So, tremendous little stove that, especially for brews. It will bring your water to a boil in rapid time. And he's forgot how to use the pissing thing already. There you go. We've brought a new gas to ensure we have enough fuel for tonight anyway, for necessary brews. Where's my spoon? Oh, come on. I swear the amount of stuff I have lost in this woodland. So let's give this a blast. So yeah, I brought the night vision tonight, hoping to see some wildlife. That's why got the awesome steak pan fry pan. Is this going to be strong enough and flat enough? There we go, just there, that'll do. Very quiet. I think they've buggered off now, but it still would have been too late to set up camp down there waiting for them. So I think I made the right choice. It's not a bad bit of woodland apart from the drug paraphernalia I did find down there. That was a shame. But it is a beautiful mixed woodland, this, and it has got a lot of wildlife in here as well. And to complement that, ladies and gents, is the Muskoka roastery coffee, all the way from Canada. Absolutely lovely cup of that. And I've just thought, I've only brought the Grail Geopress, to filter some water from the river, which is down the embankment, which is where they are still. So I can't get any water yet from the gutted. I don't think we'll attempt an omelette on this occasion. I think we'll just crack an egg in there and hope for the best. The shell went in there, but that's just calcium. Mess in the pan, ladies and gents. I should break it up, mix it in. Oh, I'm happy with that. That is just going to be a scrambled egg. Guys, get yourselves one of these pans. They are phenomenal. Can't believe the noisy sods are still there. Oh, I did bring some cheese as well for my sausage and egg omelette, but didn't make it into the pan. It will now. And this would have been so nice to have with that lovely cup of coffee. Unfortunately I have to wait a little bit after my tea for that. We can't be staying much longer, it's getting dark now. That looks like dog's dinner. Not gonna lie to you, but it's edible, I hope. Sausage, egg and cheese. What's not to like?
Which compels even an experienced woodsman to lug along some pet trifle that he does not need, but which he would be miserable without. The more absurd this trinket is, the more he loves it. One of my campmates for 5 seasons carried in his packer a big chunk of rosin. When asked what it was for, he confessed, "Oh, I'm going to get a fellow to make me a turkey call someday. And this is to make it turn within hail of civilization and start an experimental camp.
Oh, I love a nice easy clean up meal.
Learning how to wield an axe, how to build proper fires, how to cook good meals out of doors, and so forth. Be sure to get
Speaks for itself, this. Don't clean your pans with soap and water. Give them a wipe out with a rag. And let the pan season naturally.
Here, with fair fishing and some small game hunting, you can have a jolly good time.
Right, so tea has been accomplished, and I'm absolutely gagging for a coffee now. All the birds have come in roosting, and I can't hear the noisy neighbours down at the river. So we brought the grail. We're going to take this down to the river and procure some water so I can have that delicious cup of coffee. Bloody hell, guys, I thought they'd never bugger off. Right, we're having an extra large coffee just for that, because I deserve it and it's delicious. Well, this night has not gone quite how I expected it, but I suppose that's what happens when you're in a rush. Best laid plans and all that. So, the Muskoka roastery coffee. This is a small batch, I believe, so it's right in the face. So Steve informs me He only makes this one every now and then, and he was kind enough to send it over. And I hope he doesn't mind me saying, but the shipping he bleeding paid to send this cost more than the coffee you sent. Ridiculous. But I will repay you, Steve, in due course. Thank you very much, it is very much appreciated. So, ladies and gents, while we are sat on the tree trunk, let's have a little chat, waiting for my coffee. So, things coming to the channel. My brother from another, the legend Mr. Steve Abner, who came across the pond all the way from Mexico last year to spend some time with me at the Bushcraft show. He is making the trip again this year, you'll be glad to know, and he is coming to the Bushcraft show with me. And during his time here, he's going to stay with me and my partner. Now, Steve is a famous knife nut, a blade nut. He loves his knives, and that's actually how he came across my channel when I was doing a few knife reviews. He's recently bought 3 knives from a Croatian knife maker called Zoran Lonka. Go and check him out on Instagram, I'll leave the link in the description. But his works are absolutely phenomenal. Now, Steve's very happy with his purchases, and he contacted me through Instagram Messenger last week, and he said, Steve, I want to buy you a knife from this knife maker. Get in touch with him, let him know what you want, I will pay for it, and it will be sent to you. Hopefully it will get here in time for the Bushcraft show, so I can't believe it. So I've gone on to Zoran Lonka's website, his Instagram, and I've chosen a knife which I'll put on screen now. Now, this is a very hefty chopper. I think this comes in at around 5mm, 5.5mm stock. It is CPM 4V, so another new blade steel in my collection, and my first chopper, proper chopper knife. Not comparing that with the British Army Golok, so I'm looking forward to receiving that, and it is exactly like the one you see on the screen there. That is someone else's build, but I've asked for that exact one. Very nice. So yeah, that will be coming to the channel for use in a full review in the near future. We've also got Joshua Westbrook Fyrd Woodland blades. You're probably not going to see that, I can't even see the screen from there. But we have now took ownership of his oh bloody hell. Well, this knife is just absolute. Hairy ball sack comes to mind. That's just gone everywhere, and half the coffee's gone. But at least we didn't have to put the air flame out. Right, where was I? Yes, so we have taken ownership now of Joshua Westbrook at Fyrd Woodland Blades, his new Evo Pro Gen 2. Absolutely fantastic blade. I was hoping to get out and use it today while we had some lights, but as you can see now, it is absolutely pitch black, so I'll have to show you that in the morning. Right, things can't possibly get any worse tonight, ladies and gents, and if they do, they can absolutely just do one. That is very wet, and I think half my coffee ended up on the floor. Let's give this a press. Well, there clearly wasn't a lot of water in that. Well, on this occasion, that's weaker than my gran. Doesn't help that half my coffee is all over the tree here, but we'll have a hot cuppa, still tasty. And we'll get another one of these on the go before I get in bed. Just been down to the Badger set, which is just at the base of the hill there, and there's fresh prints of Bel Air. So hopefully if we're quiet, we've had no fire tonight, so there's no smoke, no crackling, no smells. We might, if we're lucky enough, when we turn all the lights on and wait very quietly, we might see something. So I'm going to have this brew, put myself in the corner of the woodland somewhere, and then break out the Acaso night vision. If any of you guys are interested in the kits I brought out for this wild camp, I have done a rundown of a kit list on my YouTube community posts, so you can go and check there to see what kit I brought out on this wild camp. That's a lovely cup of that. Even though it's nowhere near as strong as I like it, it's still lovely. Very, very nice. Be a nice breakfast coffee though. I'll have it with my pancakes in the morning. One of the main reasons I didn't want to camp in this area is because we have some very, very tall ash in this woodland. It is predominantly ash. Got a couple of sweet chestnuts and beech. Now, as you know, or if you know, beech and ash are renowned for dropping their limbs without warning. We did have a tree go down on one video right in front of me while I was here, and my tarp is in the same place it is now. So there's a lot of ash limbs on the floor and a lot of toppled trees in this woodland. It's quite still tonight, nice and calm, so we've no danger of anything dropping tonight, but it's not one of my favourite places to camp. Right, ladies and gents, I think I'm going to call that a night. I've still got to put my hammock up, get my bed sorted, but in the meantime I am going to be playing with these, and if I do pick anything up during the night, I'll be sure to add it to the video. But until the morning, good night ladies and gents, and I'll see you for breakfast. Bye bye.
But the elect of these, the ones who can find plenty to interest them in the woods when fishing and hunting fail, are not to be found on every street corner.
Well, we can't go there, we've got a mouse hole. Well, that was delicate. Oh, bloody hell. Never mind, never mind. And we're back in action, ladies and gents. This is the part off that two-part pot hanger we made when we made this full pot hanger, and I've just sacrificed that to put a new limb on the back of this, ready to go once again. So what we're doing is building a platform across these two planks here, and we're going to have one fire, but cooking area for coals that we can scrape back into the corner, and then we can then use this end for frying pans, things like that, to get our delicious pancakes, and we use this side for the fire, so we can get a nice pot of rolling gold on there. Right, ladies and gents, please excuse the untidiness for the time being. I'm still waking up, but I think we have everything we need now, fuel wise, to get that lovely pot of cowboy coffee going over the fire. We have an absolute life-saving tree just over the back there that went down last year in a real tornado in the UK. So that has been supplying me with firewood for the last few months really. Got some nice little tiny spindly bits. I think it's either a sycamore or a maple. And we've got plenty of fuel on this side just to keep the flames going. But while I was procuring the fuel, I did find a lovely King Alfred's cake here. This was on a dead ash along with a lot of purple ones. Not sure whether you're aware, but you don't pick the purple ones because they're still living. They're full of moisture, but when they're black and nice and ripe like this one, nice and dry and light like this one, these are ready to go. Now what we're going to do with that, I'll come a bit closer to the camera, and I'm hoping this is going to work first time. Let's push that in a bit. Right, so as you can see here, this is the cake. Just bang this up. So that is the cake there, and all we're going to do with the knife is just scrape away the top to expose them concentric rings, which gives this its name, Daldinius concentricus. And you can tell just by holding that to your lips how that is dry, bone dry, and that should readily take a spark and help us with today's fire. If that will kindly focus, there we go. Now it wouldn't be any fun if we didn't try this the hard way first, so we are going to try the flint and steel method first and try and drop a spark on top of there. So we're going to strike down with the flint on the steel, and hopefully let's first of all fluff a bit of that up. That's it, it does feel dry enough. I'm sure it'd take one off a fire steel, but let's try it this way first. Make sure all that doesn't blow away now. Yeah, I'm just wafting all that away. Right, let's just try that with a fire steel. No luck today with that. Always fun to try. Fire steel sparks are much hotter. That should smoulder away quite nicely now. We can drop some birch bark on there to get the initial flame going, and then drop on the fine kindling. and just lay this on top and then blow that into flame. There's a nice gentle breeze caught that now. I think this is inflammable birch bark. Well guys, this has never happened to me before. Bloody hell. Well, at least you guys can see not everything goes to plan all the time. Well, that is bizarre. Blooming hell. Bloody hell, that was a mission. Purposely found the driest firewoods so we didn't have any smoke. I used birch bark, which had been in the tin for months, and a perfectly dry King Albert's cake, and we still had that much trouble. And the photographers just walked past. So if he's a decent lad, you'll see him filming. And he won't phone the police. Alright, let's build this fire up. And then clean some of this mess up as well. Right, ladies and gents, so last night's coffee was abysmal. So let's do it right this time. Bit of a gunk off that. I think we're going to make enough for the day. I've just got a hawthorn thorn right in the palm of my hand, and they are painful the best of times. There's the water. right in the palm of your hand. It's not pleasant. Got a few floaters in there, never mind. So should be enough for that. So nothing on the night vision last night, apart from that little, it was either a rabbit or a mouse. As soon as I tried to get closer it buggered off. Plenty of owls in the trees, but it's one of them you always hear them rather than see them. Oh, let's get this on now. Hold on, you bugger. This doesn't want to go in. Oh. Oh, bloody hell. I'm gonna wake up soon. Coffee's everywhere. What am I gonna do? Right, this is getting absolutely ridiculous, so we're gonna have to just scrape it all in the corner, do a boil on the logs. Now this is what a lot of people don't show you, ladies and gents. The real true life struggles in bushcraft. Stay, I think this coffee's burst. Well, you were going on the fire, and I'm going to pinch my string back on this one, and you'll go on the fire too. Right, ladies and gents, so I'm going to make no excuses. This pretty much was a failure on this occasion, on both occasions. But it just goes to show, you know, it doesn't go right all the time, and it's important to have backup plans. This is you're taking the actual, you just, something doesn't like me in this woodland. Right, let's have you. And let's get rid of you. You're still solid actually. This is absolutely unbelievable. If anything could go wrong today, it has done. So this fire is one of my favourite fire lays, and this is the Hunter's fire lay. As you can see, it's a V shape, so if you create this sort of fire lay in the direction of an oncoming wind, it channels that wind into the coals and into the flames, keeps that fire going. In fact, you can hear it roaring this end, and the coals are going nicely. But again, it is important to have a backup plan. This is ideal if you don't want to be building stuff around camp like I've tried to do today. The fire hook, the pot hook, it's been hanging up in a tree. I think everything shriveled down now, and it's just become brittle and did not work on this occasion, or any occasion, because it's now in the fire. But again, this sort of fire lay, it allows you to cook without flame, and it allows you to have a nice fire on the other end. And it's easy just to support sticks across to rest your pots. So it's a very versatile fire in that regard. I don't know how many times we spilled that coffee on this camp, but I'm determined to have it. I really am. I've just flushed all the coffee from down the walls with some more water, and we're back to square one. Charting is on, and it's just cooking away nicely in the coals there. We've got a bit of an Essien bag, Essien material in there I'm trying to char up. And the coffee should be ready soon. You can probably hear that now as the wind's channeling in on the V shape here, it just gives a nice feed of oxygen to the fire. And now we're going in with coffee drop. Oh, the first thing that's gone right today. Thank you very much. That looks absolutely delicious. And just place that nearby the coals, keep that nice and warm. Now we've got a nice thick bed of coals up this end here that we can use for frying. Time for sausage and pancakes. Oh, give me that delicious nectar. Cheers guys. Right. 1, 2, 3. Right, let's go see what the fire's doing. And them coals are screaming hot. So let's get the pan clean. Well seasoned, that pan now, I'd say. Let's give it a wipe out. And now, time for some delicious pancakes. So we're on some of these Ma Rayburn's USA style buttermilk pancakes. It does say oven or microwave, but I think we're just going to melt a stick of butter in the pan. About 50 grams should do. Pardon me. I have always wanted to do this. There we go. So we've got butter. I better not drop this on the woodland floor because Janine will be absolutely ecstatic and I'll get punched in the face several times. I'm only kidding, she loves me. Could have done with some streaky bacon for this as well. Can we get 2 in at once? Of course we can. There we go. Right. I am praying to the Bushcraft gods that the audio on this video is fine, otherwise all of this will have been for absolutely nothing. Oh yeah. And we've got some dirty syrup to put on them as well. Oh, my pan. Oh, on this. Some golden syrup. I'm sure she said don't use too much butter because you'll just turn them greasy. And I think I've used too much butter and turned them greasy. Never mind. I reckon they're done. I'm going to say they're done. One and a splash of syrup. Two. Yeah. So, coffee and pancakes, absolute winning combination. These are delightful. Crispy edges, slightly salty, mainly sweet. I think these might have to be a staple at every camp from now on. I'll see you in a bit. Right, ladies and gents, it's time to vacate. Put the fire out, put plenty of water on there, the ground's cool. We've just got these ashes left with. I'm going to keep the two lengths because I'll use them until they're burnt down. So I'm going to store them away. What we're going to do with this now is disperse it through the woodland and then replace the ground with lots of dry leaves. It's always important to leave it better than you found it. There was a dead body here, I've moved that, so definitely better than I found it. Right, so ladies and gents, just before I leave, I would like to finally show you my new knife. So this is the Evo Pro 2 from Fyrd Woods in Joshua Westbrook. As you can see there, it's got a beautiful profile. 4mm stock, 8 EBL. It's got a nice sweeping tip there, so this should lend itself nicely to a bit of carving. Really allow you to get into them apexes. We have a two-tone hand scale material here, so on the front we have Hessian micarta, just here, and on the back we have a green micarta, green canvas micarta. We've got stainless loveless bolts. Everything is very nicely finished off and shaped. We've got a high Scandi there with a very fine convex secondary bevel. But I will say, this one I am very lucky to have, the very first one from his workshop. Now, if you are interested in picking one of these up yourself, and I highly recommend you do because it is a fantastic knife. Unfortunately you won't be able to pick up one yet, but you can put orders in at the Bushcraft show, and I do believe he's made another one up to take there, so I think it's first come first serve. These will set you back just over 400 quid, but very beautifully made and well worth it in my opinion. There we go, beautiful lines, G10 liners, black, stunning blade. My knife came in a custom green topographical Kydex sheath with a leather flourish on the top. As you can see there, sets it off very nice, and the whole package is very striking. And that's all from me on this one, ladies and gents. I'm not going to push my luck. We have managed to get away from this one with no scrapes, burns or cuts, so I'm going to vacate the area and get on for a nice bath. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've made it to this point in the video, thank you very much. But as always, until the next one, stay safe, and as always, stay crafty. See you again, guys. Bye bye.